COPWATCH, policing the police every single day.
We already got the okay, man.
Do you have a sheet from court admin, okay?
We already got the okay. This is a public meeting.
I told him I didn't care if he recorded.
Okay, he can't in the building.
Okay, if facility rules are different, then
It's the administrative order.
Okay, then
So
they
you can't record in here.
They are what they are.
At a public meeting.
You cannot record in here.
At a public meeting.
Secured area.
So you need to turn it off or you have to exit the building.
What's your name?
I'm Corporal Byrne, B-U-R-N.
At a public meeting.
You cannot record it.
What's your name?
I'm Corporal Byrne, B-U-R-N.
At a public meeting.
You cannot record in this building without prior permission. I told you that when you came in.
I told you this is a public meeting. It's not even court.
It's a
And he said I
secured
can't.
area.
Okay.
You can't record in here.
It doesn't matter. This is a public meeting.
Okay. Thank you for turning it off.
Fuck off and die, you son of a fucking un-American bitch. Jesus Christ. Hurry up, let's get this over. There you go, good job guys. Another violation, motherfuckers. Jesus Christ.
By the way, I went to the sheriff and wrote. Elementary school, and because she said on Facebook it's fine if Tom's looking at porn while we're on duty at school.
Post Newsweek, 370 so. 2D at 780. The court reasoned that trials were public events and that electronic media coverage of other branches of government both had informed the public about the operation of government and encouraged its representatives to act more responsibly. The court argued that, likewise, the judicial branch would benefit from such coverage. As a private citizen, can I videotape a public meeting? A public board may not prohibit a citizen from videotaping a public meeting through the use of non-disruptive video recording devices.
We'll go ahead and get started. My name is Matt Repsdorf. This is Andrew Sheets in Charlotte County, a petition before the special magistrate in Charlotte County, Florida. It's July 19th, 9:04 a.m. I don't mind recording or anything like that. Just make sure if you have phones out, something like that, there's no blinking lights, sounds, anything that's going to disrupt proceedings, anything like that. Who do we have from Charlotte County this morning?
Chairman Cole, Assistant County Attorney.
Okay.
Anthony Preble, Security Manager, Charlotte County Board of County Commissioners.
Okay.
And one witness, Sheriff.
Okay. And you're Mr. Sheets?
Yes.
Is that right? And who do you have with you?
I'm just here. I'm not anything.
Observer.
Susan Hutt is my name.
She's
Okay.
an observer. It's a public meeting.
Yeah, I know, but she was sitting next to you, so I didn't know if she was your attorney or counsel or
No.
anything
Nope.
like that.
No shit. How much is charge?
Well, I look like an attorney
I wish.
with flip-flops on.
All right. Just a little quick overview of how we'll go about today's hearing. I will hear a brief opening statement from each side. We'll go with the county first. 4 or 5 minutes, what you think will be shown today. Mr. Sheets, you'll have an opportunity to do an opening statement if you like. You don't have to. Not a time to enter evidence. 4 or 5 minutes, what you think the evidence will show at hearing today. The county will have a chance to present their evidence, call their witnesses. You'll have an opportunity to cross-examine those witnesses, review that evidence. Once they're done presenting their case, if you have any evidence you'd like to put on, you're free to do that. County will get the same opportunity to cross-examine any witnesses that you bring. You may testify on your own behalf if you like, whatever you please. And then once both sides have presented their evidence, we'll do closing statements. County will go first. Mr. Sheets, you'll have a chance to rebut, and then the county will get a brief rebuttal and get the last word since they carry the burden today. As far as evidence goes, we're more relaxed. This is not a court of law. I'm not a judge. I'm only an attorney serving as a special magistrate. So the general rule is going to be, is the evidence relevant and is it reliable? If it's not relevant, not going to hear it, not going to consider it today. Reliability, that'll be something for me to decide if either side believes that the evidence presented by the other side is either not reliable to some degree or should not be admissible. Please feel free to make your objections at the time. If you'd like anything entered into the record, documents, videos, something like that, I'll ask each side if they have any objection, and we'll talk about whether it should be admitted into the record. But again, this is going to be a more relaxed standard than would in the formal rules of evidence. So unless either side has any questions. Okay, Cant, go ahead.
Very well. On June 24th, 2021, Mr. Sheets was at 410 Taylor Street, the south annex of the county offices. He was playing music off of a television that he had rigged up very loudly. It was playing a song that was shouting expletives to the point that it was disrupting the county employees inside of the building, their ability to actually do their job. Mr. Pribble came and saw the events, confirmed what he had been told, issued a trespass on Mr. Sheets according to Rule 10 of the facility rules for disruptive behavior. That's what the evidence will show here today.
Okay. Mr. Sheets?
Yes, so yes, I was at the DMV. I've been there before doing the same kind of protest before. I was not trespassed. That is also a place other people have been to protesting. They were not trespassed. That's also a place where people go to get signatures for running for office or other things. They're not trespassed. The time that I was there before, I had the TV too, was not trespassed. Again, I'm outside the building on a sidewalk and or in the back in the public open air that is not inside the building. And yes, I was protesting the free speech ban, and I had a TV on that, yes, because the Punta Gorda police said you can say fuck, but you cannot write it, you can't have it on your shirt, your flag, and whatever. So I believe it's a selective, discretionary, unequal justice under the 14th Amendment because other people did it, and I have video to prove it, and he did nothing. Also, too, that day, you will see, he just came up. Nobody asked me to stop. Nobody asked me to leave. He is also, in the process, supposed to ask me to leave first, trespass warning. He went straight for the trespass warning. ASAP. Didn't even give me a chance to leave. And again, like I said, I was not inside the building. I was outside in the public areas legally protesting the free speech ban.
Okay.
So that's what I'll start with.
Call your first witness.
Joanne Vernon, Your Honor.
Great.
I don't know where you would wish for her to.
I'm just right over here is fine.
Within camera shot. Tell me when I'm within camera shot.
Go ahead.
Can you please state your name?
Joanne Vernon,
And what's your job?
County Engineer,
And where do you work?
at 410 Taylor Street.
And were you at 410 Taylor Street on the morning of June 24th?
Yes.
Okay, can you describe what you heard?
So I could not hear anything from my office, but we have offices between the breezeway where he was at. So from one side to the other, when I was using the restroom, you could hear the TV blaring the F word.
Can you? Okay, so it was blaring the F word, and this occurred when you were still doing county, when you were still working for the county at that time.
Correct.
Okay. Was it disruptive in any way?
Yes, it was difficult to concentrate.
Okay. How long was this going on for?
I don't know exact times. It was at least an hour.
An hour? Did any of your colleagues come to you and complain or say anything about it as it was going on?
Yes, one had mentioned that he was doing a webinar that he was unable to speak at because his office is right above that area. He had to keep it on mute and wasn't able to speak because of his embarrassment.
Okay. Can you, what was the name of this person?
Phil Aido.
Phil Aido? Did anybody else complain about the noise?
People mentioned it. They definitely said that at one point, our administrative assistant was walking again from one side to the other, and he yelled at, from what I'm being told, he yelled at her and said...
Let's hold back there. Who is he in this particular case?
Mr. Sheets, sorry.
Okay, and what's the name of the administrative assistant?
Denise Davison.
Okay.
Can I object? We have hearsay going on here. These witnesses that she's speaking of are not here.
I've got to sustain that objection without an opportunity to cross-examine what those witnesses said.
That's perfectly fine.
Can't count that as wrong.
Not a problem. Okay.
I'm going to sit next to him.
But Denise did talk to you about it disrupting you, correct? Or her, correct? I don't believe I have any further questions for you.
Spell your last name for me.
Vernon.
Mr. Sheets, do you have any questions of Ms. Vernon?
Yes, I do. First of all, a government employee cannot be the victim when I'm doing a constantly protected act. I'm sorry I hurt your feelings, but this is something I can legally do. What's that?
This is your opportunity to ask her questions.
Correct. Okay, did any of you ever ask me to stop, to leave?
I did not.
Thank you. So that did not happen. So I was doing something that
Do
was...
you have any more questions for Ms. Vernon? All I want you to do is ask
You
Ms. Vernon
can't
questions.
testify right now.
Were your feelings hurt?
That's objective. No, they were not hurt.
You've never said fuck, read fuck, seen fuck on TV?
Objection.
These are real questions.
Why is that relevant? Why are her...
The reason why it's relevant, the F word is like freaking nothing anymore. I mean, it's everywhere. It's not a bad thing, and it's not illegal.
Ms. Sheets, you're being accused of disruptive, harassing, or unsafe behavior or conduct that interferes with county employees. So, hurt feelings over the F word.
Yes.
I'm not going to consider relevant. Somebody's...
Well, she just said that her feelings were hurt.
Can you hold on? I'm
Correct.
really trying to be respectful.
Correct.
Okay, and I want you to be respectful of me.
Correct.
In this process.
It's a
okay?
two-way process. Correct.
So hurt feelings, not an issue today. You can question anything as to whether it was disruptive, harassing, unsafe, or interfered with the county business. Hurt feelings, I'm not going to hear about that today. From either side.
So that is a good point. So the noise issue, I mean, you had other situations at that building. I was there before. Nobody called. Nobody told me to leave. I did get a ticket for having bad language.
Please ask Ms. Vernon a question.
All right. And then there was other protesters there, a ton of them, which I have on video. Did you complain then to Mr. Pribble, and did they get trespassed?
I'm not in the office every day, so I'm not sure exactly what you're saying.
All right, fair, done.
Okay. Any redirect?
No.
Okay. Thank you. Next witness.
Anthony Pribble.
Okay. You can stay with it.
Can you please state your name and what your job is?
Yes, Anthony Pribble, I'm security manager for the Charlotte County Board of County Commissioners.
And were you the security manager on June 24th, 2021?
Yes, I was.
At about 10:30, you arrived at the South Annex, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Why were you there?
I was called by my security staff about a disruptive individual that was in the breezeway, which I say breezeway, it's a hallway connecting two office buildings. One is Vicky Potts' office for tax collector's office, the property appraiser's office, and then on the other side is the public works department, as well as Senator, I believe Albritton's office is in there. And that this individual had a TV and was playing loud noise, explicatives on this TV, trying to talk to people. And so I responded over there, saw it was Mr. Sheets was told, actually prior to that I was told it was Mr. Sheets, verified myself that it was Mr. Sheets, and I issued him a trespass warning for violation of rule number 10.
Okay. And what's rule number 10?
Rule number 10 is disruptive, harassing, or unsafe behavior, including conduct which interferes with county employees or county officials in the performance of their duties, or interferes with the proper use of county facilities by others.
And what of Mr. Sheets' behavior justified a violation of that?
We got more complaints about him disrupting the county business with the webinar that was going on, and which it falls under that rule.
Now, when you arrived, you confirmed that that there was music playing?
Yes.
Okay. How loud would you describe the music?
I'm not a sound engineer by any means, but it was definitely above and beyond a normal tone of voice. It was played, I would say, on a TV set, probably at about 20 to 25 volume rate, if that.
Now, was Mr. Sheets recording at that time?
Yes.
Okay. Did he make a recording and later post it on the internet?
Yes, he did.
Your Honor, at this time, I'd like to present the...
Can I rebut now or later?
Do you have objection to this piece of evidence, this video?
No.
Okay. For your, then are you seeking to have this admitted into the record?
I am.
Okay. Then without objection from Mr. Sheets, we'll go ahead and take the video into the record, and you may play that video at your end.
These are all copies of the same. It's just a DVD. Forgive me. It might take me a little bit of time to get this up. Go ahead.
What's that? Yes, I see that.
Goddamn piece of shit, Nazi! Rip up my fucking ticket! Motherfucker!
Absolutely.
So we're pausing the video at a minute 39, just so I can understand. A minute 39 on the video, the building on the left-hand side of the screen is what?
That's 410 Taylor.
That's the address. What is that building used for?
That is the tax collector's office. It is engineering and also property appraisers and Senator Albritton's office.
For Charlotte County?
Charlotte, yeah, it's owned by Charlotte County government.
Okay.
And those spaces are leased.
And it's the DMV, that's why people go there. There's a lot of traffic there. That's why we go there, to get signatures or to protest.
Okay. Ma'am, what was the address?
410 Taylor in Punta Gorda 33950.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
I go there, huh?
My apologies, since it stopped it.
Could pause it again?
Absolutely.
So now we're at 10 minutes and 49 seconds. Is this still 410 Taylor?
It is.
Okay. Where is this in relation to where we were back in a minute 39?
This is inside the breezeway.
Okay. So this is all the same location.
Yes.
And this is all included in the allegations for violation of Rule 10?
Yes.
Okay.
Right, well, how come like when you go down like Big Expressway, for example? Yeah. And then you see signs on.
Does the video have any more content showing the actual violation?
No, at this stage, you left the area. The whole video is available for you to peruse. Okay. Later on if you choose. Okay.
Do you have any more questions of Mr. Cribble?
I do not.
Mr. Sheets, do you have any questions for Mr. Cribble?
Yeah, as you saw in the video, where did she come up and ask me to stop? Which government worker?
So I don't see anybody ask you to stop.
That's correct. I was in a public area. Public area, sir. What is the procedures for trespassing somebody?
Procedure is to issue a written trespass warning to the individual with a copy of the rules.
You are a liar. What is this? What is the process? What are you supposed to do first?
Issue the trespass warning
No,
and give you a copy of the rules.
Mr. Judge, this is not true. You are supposed to ask me to leave.
Mr. Sheets,
What's that?
if you have evidence that's...
The evidence was right there on video. You saw it. That is, you are supposed to ask me to leave. You went straight
Ms. Sheets,
for...
all
What's that?
I want you to understand is procedurally, this is your opportunity to ask Mr. Pribble questions.
Okay, and I am asking what the procedures
Do
are.
not interrupt me anymore. Please don't do it, okay?
What?
I'm asking you politely, please don't interrupt me anymore, because I'm trying to explain to you how this process works. You have the chance to ask him questions. He's answered your question. If you feel his answer is wrong, or misleading, or a lie, you can present your own evidence when the time is right for you to present your case, and I'll consider it. But you're not going to sit here and just argue with me while questioning him, okay?
Okay, so what happens if I do?
You can object right now.
Ms. Sheets, go on.
All right. Okay. All right, you treat me like a human too, all right?
Now's your chance
All
to
right.
ask some questions.
That is not the procedure, and you know it. So that is my point. I did ask the question, what is the procedure? He will not answer it.
Please ask another question.
All right. There was no government worker that came out and said anything. Correct?
Yes.
You saw it in the video. You saw in the video, you did not ask me to leave. You went straight for the trespass, correct?
That's correct.
And that is not the procedure. And I do have video evidence that that's what's happened multiple times with other people that have been there. That is a procedure. You ask them to leave. If not, you get a trespass. That's...
Do you have any more questions for Mr.
All right, that's it.
Okay. Any redirect?
Are you required to ask an individual to leave before issuing a trespass warning?
No.
No further questions?
Do you have any more witnesses or evidence you'd like to present?
No, not at this time.
Are you arresting?
At this time, yes.
Mr. Sheets, if you have any evidence you'd like to present, now is the opportunity.
I have video evidence of people that were there. He breaking all their rules, bad words, bad signs, protesting. I think there was like 5 to 10 people there.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about the evidence you want to present. What is it?
So I was there before, just like a video like that, in a public area, because it's legal. He didn't trespass me. That's number one. Also, too, like I said, there's been many other people there that go there to protest and or to get signatures. Never trespass them. I believe it's selective discrimination and equal justice on the 14th Amendment. Then, like I said, there was a bunch of other protesters that went there, 5 to 10 of them, filming, that's the big one that they like to get you on. That's how we met you. They were filming, they had bad words, they were disruptive, and this guy didn't give anybody a trespass. You want to watch the videos like you just watched now?
Well, I'm going to take everything you said as testimony just now.
Last time I was here, they copied it. It's on here. You can have them get their tech guys. They can copy it. It's right here.
Okay, so you've got a video you'd like to...
Oh, there's videos, multiple, showing that...
Is it a video of June 24th? What took place on June 24th?
No, it is video showing unequal, discriminatory, that other people have been there at that building, the same time, the same place, and he did nothing to them. 5 to 10 people deep, extremely supposedly disruptive, even though they have the right to be there to protest.
Sure, and I understand your point, I understand your argument, your frustration. The only thing that's before me today is what took place on June 24th and whether there was a violation of county ordinance and county rules on June 24th. So that's an argument that I'm not going to be able to consider today because I'm only focused on what happened June 24th.
Yeah, it's a great, how do I prove I'm getting unequal treatment under the law? I mean, like I said, I've got all this evidence, nobody else has trespassed but me.
If you believe your rights have been violated, like I said, this is not a court of law, this is akin to a code enforcement hearing.
That is correct. And again,
So
I was...
I'm not a judge, I can't make a ruling on constitutional rights here, I can't declare an ordinance unconstitutional. That's not for me to do. All I'm focused on is on June 24th, there was an allegation that you violated a county ordinance and county rules. And if you have evidence that proves or...
On that day, yes, I have the same video which proves I was in a open public area, period. That's their fault. They don't have to look, they don't have to listen. As you saw, the TV was not loud. As you hear, you can hear me way more than them, and I'm not screaming. He's the one that caused me to get a 50-watt bullhorn out on the sidewalk. Then that's loud. And guess what? He couldn't do anything because I'm in a public area.
So I want to make sure I'm understanding. Is it your contention today that your conduct on June 24th was not disruptive, harassing, unsafe, or interfering with county employees doing their
It is not. I'm in a public area legally protesting.
So is it your argument that because you were in a public place,
That is correct.
That makes it non-disruptive?
That is correct. I'm in a public area outside. I am not in the offices. If I was in the offices, absolutely. Sir, also, I go in front of the Murdoch building, his main building, and protest. And you know, it's weird right outside the doors, and he doesn't do anything because he knows it's legal. I have the right to redress. Period. In Punta Gorda, they made free speech illegal. I was there letting people know, just like other people do when they're getting signatures. He doesn't trespass them. Other people there went to protest the free speech ban. He didn't trespass them. I go there and he trespasses me.
I got to tell you, free speech arguments in violation of First Amendment rights, civil rights, is just not something I can consider today, just for the reasons I said. I'm not a judge. I can't declare a statute unconstitutional. If you believe your civil rights have been violated, this is not the forum for that. You should seek legal counsel and discuss your options if you feel that your rights have been infringed. All I'm ruling on today is whether or not there was in fact a violation of the county ordinance, which you have appealed, and which you have a right to contest, whether or not that was violated. But as it is written, I have to apply it, okay? So if you have any other evidence, I'm happy to consider it.
Correct. Yeah, so there's only one person here that said it was disruptive. Never even talked to me and, said you're being disruptive, nothing. So, whatever. I give up.
Do you have any other evidence you'd like to present?
Nope.
Do you have any questions for Mr. Sheets?
I do not.
Okay. Then at this time, we'll go ahead and allow both sides to make some brief closing statements. County, go first.
Very well. Her testimony today from Joanne Vernon, the county engineer, about how members of her staff were unable to participate in webinars and other functions of their jobs due to Mr. Sheets' presence on June 24th, 2021. You've seen the videotape of Mr. Sheets' activities at 410 Taylor Street on June 24th, 2021. You heard Mr. Sheets' own admission on that videotape that they could hear his music and sounds being played inside of the building. You heard his continued harassment of the security guard, calling him an SS officer, calling him old, and asking him specifically, has anyone been called yet regarding the trespass? So it was not as though this comes as a surprise to Mr. Sheets. It's almost as if he wanted this to occur. You've also heard testimony that the trespass warning itself is what it is, the warning for trespass. It is the thing that tells you, leave the building. It's not required that somebody tell him to ask him to leave before a trespass warning is issued. It generally, there's no rule that says that has to occur. If Mr. Sheets continues to not follow the trespass warning, then potential criminal actions come up. The trespass warning itself is an actual being enacted. Nobody else was there that day, so these rules were applied equally to everybody present. And that's what we have here. We have Mr. Sheets being disruptive even by his own admission on the videotape that it could be heard within the building itself. That he and his harassment of county employees, specifically the security guard there. And you can take the look at the rest of the video and make a decision for yourself on that end.
Mr. Sheets, anything to say in closing?
I was in public, man. I wasn't doing anything wrong. That's legal.
Anything else?
Yeah, again, like I said, there's one supposed witness here who keeps talking about all these other people. They're not here. And then nobody said anything. Nobody asked me to leave, even though I was doing nothing wrong.
Anything else?
That's it.
Any rebuttal?
The video shows that Mr. Sheets was on county property, that as a result of being on county property, he's subject to the county facility rules. He violated those rules. His own testimony shows that he went there to be disruptive. He explains that he's being disruptive in the videotape. He was therefore trespassed for being disruptive.
Okay, thank you, everybody. I will issue a written ruling. I know I have a certain time period to do that, but I'll certainly do it. It won't take me more than a couple days. Okay, we're adjourned. Thank you.